statutory is for to let people know how grants and how recommendation money is disbursed and how it's spent, how you can access it. And after you have done it, you're supposed to sign so that you will not say, I was not told, oh, I said, when you get the money, and if you misuse it, any club misuses it, they descend heavily on that club. And they won't descend on the district itself. They ban the club, first of all, until the club returns all the money they got. And then they ban the district. Usually the DG now, will be there, and maybe we'll introduce ourselves.
Okay, that's very important. My name is Ruthirian Arike, Chartered President of Akeredolu Township.
Okay, yourselves, that's right.
Okay, that's
My name is Oluwa Enito Sophie. I am the president, the principal of Nigeria Law Traders.
Oh, okay.
It's a new job to some Chartered President.
All right, that's right.
My name is Suleiman. I'm the Chartered President of the Club of the Akeredolu.
Oh, okay. That's right. I had some of you came for the seminar downstairs about resource network. Yes, it's part of what is useful generally in being able to harness, or dip into the Rotary Foundation, how, but like I was describing to you before, this is the Nigeria Grant Management Center. Before you can ask cover or Rotary Foundation money, it must have been done the Grant Management Center. The reason is that it's the Rotary Foundation doesn't, play games with what they call donor funds. They husband it very, very carefully. So any person that wants to access Rotary Foundation funds, they will want it to be sure that that person has access to the grant, where they are taught the nitty-gritty of how grants are managed, how grants are accessed, how you apply, and how you use Rotary Foundation funds. And after you have done so, you'll be given a memorandum of understanding that you will sign. If they are with you back, and I will employ you to get a copy and sign, so that you can say, I have no excuse. Because when you are giving money, if you mismanage it, Rotary Foundation descends on that club very heavily. You will be surprised how all kinds of funny things the clubs have done with Rotary Foundation money over time. But even for applying for Rotary Foundation grants, we had the grant management seminar. Usually you do it just before the beginning of the Rotary year, so that usually the clubs can get going. But this governor then said, okay, there are some new clubs that could not actually have attended. And some did not know, they were busy planning a messenger ceremony and all kinds of things. And then, so, because we all doing that, we have 84 clubs in these districts. And when the applications closed for district grants, there were only 28 applications. And the money was there. We have more than 100 million waiting just to be disbursed to clubs. And clubs are straining themselves, levying themselves painfully and looking for money. And when there's easy money out in here. So we then arrange that we should have a remedial Rotary Foundation and a grant management center, so that people who attend and sign them will become qualified to apply for this grants. And the time is short. We thought we'll be able to have disbursed everything before the Christmas break. But one of the limitations is that you can only apply for it in bulk. So those who have applied since July, now they've been phoning the DG, where's that money, we are going to apply. And we wanted as many people, because once we send the application in bulk, you cannot send it again. We hope with new people coming into the picture, we'll be able to send it before the close of business for Christmas. Now, yes, we're talking now, there are so many PowerPoint presentations that are out there. I just pick one or two which will be useful for you in knowing, how grants actually go. Yes, this is talking about global grants especially, but we'll talk generally about grants. Now, Rotary Foundation grants, because all funds from Rotary Foundation are disbursed as grants. You all know how funds come into the Rotary Foundation. Can anybody tell me what ways the Rotary Foundation money comes into the Rotary Foundation? Yes, they have different funds. About 4 or 5. Okay, so that's what we call the annual programs fund.
Yes.
That's the one everybody knows about. That's what people contribute, ERI, BHF, and so the years. The money is brought out and now available for use as grants all over the world. And but they soon notice that will create a problem, because there are so many ongoing projects that the Rotary Foundation is doing. And if very little money comes in to the Rotary Foundation this year, to the annual program fund, they know there's going to be a problem in 3 years' time when they now want to now deposit. So they then, in their wisdom, created what they call the endowment fund. The endowment fund is the same thing. You contribute money to the endowment fund. You are called a benefactor, not a Harris fellow. And you then, when the money comes out after investing for 3 years, only the interest is allowed to be taken. You leave the principal amount permanently. Even some years they don't even touch it. If there's enough money that's flowing through their non they don't touch it. But anytime they want to touch it, they're only allowed to take only the interest. So the endowment fund guarantees long-term stability for the Rotary Foundation. Because sometimes they need a lot of money, like during COVID, they had to chip every single couple that they can take from the endowment fund because they needed a lot of money during that time. So that's what the endowment fund is all about. Then the third one is what we call the polio plus fund. That's what she was talking about. And that one goes, so when you donate to polio, it doesn't go anywhere, you go straight to the polio fund. They use it for the polio eradication fund. Then there's also another fund which is called direct project funding, which sometimes you want to do a global grant, you will soon get to know well about it. You want to do a global grant and you want to contribute to the Rotary Foundation, for example. When your club is applying for a global grant, you can say you want the money you are contributing to go directly to that global grant. Once the application is done and there is a global grant number, you just stipulate, you get your PDG, you get everything, but you just say yes, you want it for this global grant. So it helps you to keep the money in your club and it will be doing a global grant. We call that one direct project funding. So those are the various funds that you can actually contribute to. Now, when the money is being yes, sorry.
For the endowment fund, I think there is a minimum amount that we donated.
No. You can donate any amount. But for you to be called a benefactor,
Okay.
you will have donated at least $1,000. There is another fund which writing will is not your rate. Maybe one of your 10 houses, the one is ruling, you give it to the Rotary Foundation. Maybe the one in Kenya to your girlfriend. And before you start taking off your wife. Yeah, so you have that. But when you put them there, and you inform them, usually they come and value it. If the amount is at least $10,000, they now can put you in a society. They call it bequest society. Bequest society. No, you are not. The money is not in the bank yet, but they know that you have put them in your will. That is it's a new thing. But it's not very common. So there are some people who are doing it. A way some people do it now is to have a life insurance policy, and you put the Rotary Foundation as the beneficiary of life insurance policy. It works the same way. So you just maybe what they call the sum assured. That's what the insurance people call it. Yeah, if the sum assured is more than $10,000, you just inform the Rotary Foundation that you made them the beneficiary of, and you don't remember the person. You are given a pin, just like before. It's going to be. But now we're talking about spending. That's why we're talking about grants. The district grants. District grants are one of the ways that they are for small projects, and that is the one that I believe benefit will concentrate on. Very little to get, and the requirements are very little. And then you also have global grants. Those are for bigger projects. The minimum amount should be at least $30,000, and you can go as high as $400,000. So when you are doing real big projects, that's what you should try and apply for. Then you have scale grant. That's a new one. It only came around about 5 years ago. When you've been doing a global grant on a particular project, 2, 3, 4 times, and you can demonstrate that you can scale it up to the national level. You are doing something in Lagos or you're doing something in Jide, and now you say you can do it nationally, because you'll be dealing only with the state government. Now you involve Abuja, you want the federal police affairs, you want all kinds of things, and then you can demonstrate, and you can bring in a lot of NGOs that are into it. Then you can apply. But only one is awarded every year in the whole world, so it's very competitive. But what you get is $3 million. So it's not no questions are there, just give everybody what you will have. Obviously, you will have seen that you have a track record, you've done the global grants again and again, and then that you are very seasoned in what you are delivering. And then you then have disaster relief grants. Disaster relief grants are, if you have a disaster in your area, you just let the Rotary Foundation know you want some grant, they'll give you $25,000. It's very easy. You can't make a fake disaster. Because to read the news anyway, everybody will know. When there was flood in Makodi, a few floods, they applied for disaster relief and they got it. During COVID, or during COVID, and you applied for it because $25,000. So it's quite easy to get. Those are the various kind of grants that you have. But in practical terms, it's usually the first two that you deal with, the district grants and the global grants. Now you see there are the few differences you have between the global grant and the district grant. And the global grant should be a minimum of $30,000. But this one, no minimum, no maximum. But usually it's for small things, because the requirements are small. If you apply for a district grant and it's too large, you get a reply that, oh, this is a good, we advise you to make it a global grant and apply for it. But the requirements for global grants are more stringent because they now monitor it a lot more closely. You can apply for global grants all the time. It's online. But this one is managed by the district, so the district will tell you when the application should start, when it's closes, and so on and so forth. For district grants, you can do anything you want. There's no real restriction. But for global grants, it has to be in a particular area of focus. In fact, that's one of the things you foresee when you are making your application. They say, what area of focus are you in this project? But for district grant, anything, will go, because they just want you to learn how to do projects that way. They need an international partner. It's part of the desire that you will form friendships and build relationships with clubs and districts all over the world. So when you go for convention in Calgary, you go for convention in Taipei, you don't go only for shopping. You also go to make contacts, you build relationships that you can make them international partners. Therefore, global grants, you need sustainability. They want to show, they can't give you $30,000 and then you do a project and it collapses within a few years or a few months. They want to show that they can be sustained. Have you designed the community yes, that can help it? Have you had a link with the Ministry of Education or Ministry of Health? Are you handing it over to the principal of the school? Are you going to actually make sure that the project continues to function when you have actually finished it? And then measurability. This one is not required, but you need something measurable. You have to demonstrate to them what are your goals, what do you want to do, and they have to be measurable goals. When you go for pilot, they will tell you how goal setting, how do you do goal setting. You want to do some pilots, for example. Okay, you can package it as you want to impact 500 students in this. They say they should have better toilet facility. At least you have some figures. You want to seek a borehole. The community is this. You want to improve the community access. The number of people that are going to access this borehole and get cleaner water and have better health. So something that can be measured. That is what is required for district grants. Now, qualification for a grant, either district or global or whatever. I talked about the memorandum of understanding, and then you said at least one club member to the grant management seminar held by your district, because you need to, and they brought out the register that you signed. That's what will be in the archives for some of the guidelines that you use for the foundation. It must relate to the mission of the Rotary Foundation. That it should not be for something, and then include active participation of Rotarians. They don't encourage you to affiliate and say you've done a project, that's how the Rotarians participated. Did you do something? Did you get volunteer? Did you go and make a tent? Did you do some publicity work? But not just, wiring money by or one orphanage or one motherless baby's home or something like that. So, and exclude any liability to the Rotary Foundation or Rotary Hand beyond the funding of that grant. It's very important for you who want to do health projects, because there's a project that can be risky. And if anything happens to that patient, don't hold they will hold, don't hold the Rotary Foundation and get the money. I've said that they won't be involved. About 3 years or 4 years ago, we almost ran to Central Africa. One club said they want to do the ways where the funds are approved, and then you also, money comes from that account. And that account, if you want to make any adjustment, you should get back to the district or get back to the Rotary Foundation if it's a global grant. That we want to change this. Prices of this have changed, and this is what we are not doing. And then demonstrate sensitivity to the host area tradition and culture. You don't want to do, you want to improve the nutrition in one place, and it's supposed to, and you want to start a piggery. And then never get to that land. Or you want to, maybe do contraception and be distributing condom to in one Catholic girls' school. And then you are trying to promote avoiding the safe sex and so on and so forth. Those people will descend on you. What kind of projects is this from? So you have to be sensitive to the culture of the area that you're working in. And there's some restrictions. You cannot discriminate against any group. You have to be fair to all concerned. That's what we say in Rotary Duty. And you don't promote a particular political or religious whatever. You don't go and do it so that they can do some revival or something like that. You sponsor put your now what is service project? You can apply it for a grassroots that but we're adding a project now. And then you ask, is a project already listed or is it a project? Because some people you will see multiplications of projects, they just plug the website and you added a new project, yes. And you can go there, establish project, I want to add it, you select proposed project. Or if you're seeking partners, some people do that, so they put their project there and they click the seeking partner. Other people will see it and they will include all those ones. Just click publish. All those projects. And then you come and you'll be on the Rotary website for years and years and years. Just like this now. I just saw the water area for water. Questions about that? I think there should be another presentation about that. Questions, suggestions, queries?
Well, the challenge in the past has been getting these international partners. But with the program going on downstairs, I know that now is contacting.
Yeah, that is it. The PDG who is in charge of the committee. So if you get to say you want an international partner, he will call. They will contact you. They will then try to help you out in making the necessary contacts. There is one more.
So I have a question. For the grant,
Yeah.
it was said that you're trying to compile all the codes, the projects you want to send for this year, before the end of the year. Does it mean that, let's say, maybe in the district now we have about 30, 40 clubs that submit requests for the grant? What if other clubs want to submit for the second part of the year, from January maybe to June?
No, that's the way they should do. There has to be a closing date, and the closing date for that Rotary year. Because when we now package everything that they do and now send it to the Rotary Foundation, and then the money comes, and then they now distribute it. Usually, once you do it well, within a week, things are normally happen. But once you do that one, it shouldn't, you can package another one.
Same time, you can just go on.
Yeah, you can go online and just do it. So it's not. I think it's like update something. I just want to